So there I was, sitting on my kitchen floor. Why? Because I dropped the first pill of my new fancy pants MS medication, Tolebrutinib. And let me tell you, this thing is tiny. It's smaller than my desire to go to the gym. It's smaller than a politician's promise. It rolled under the refrigerator, a place where only dust bunnies and lost dreams go to die. As I was on my hands and knees, peering into the abyss, my cat Kevin just sat there. He didn't help. He just stared, blinked slowly, and I swear I heard him whisper, "This is what our life has come to, human." I finally found it nestled next to a petrified Cheerio from 2019. I gave it a little wipe. The 5-second rule totally applies to expensive medication, by the way. A great start, right? It's funny how a chronic illness turns you into a detective for your own body, and sometimes a detective for rogue pills that have escaped their bottle. My neurologist is a great guy. He's very smart. He's very serious. He uses a lot of big words. When he explained Tolebrutinib to me, it sounded like he was describing a secret agent. He said it was a BTK inhibitor. I immediately thought, is it going to tie up my bad cells? Is it going to wear a tiny tuxedo inside my body? He explained that it's designed to cross the blood-brain barrier, which is a fancy way of saying it can get past the bouncer and into the VIP lounge of my central nervous system. Most MS drugs are stuck outside, just listening to the muffled music. This one gets a wristband and a free drink. My hopes for this little pill were, shall we say, ambitious. I pictured myself waking up one day with the energy of a golden retriever puppy who just found a squeaky toy. I imagined my brain fog lifting so dramatically that I could finally remember my neighbor's name. Is it Brenda? Barbara? Bartholomew? It's probably something simple like Jen. It's a heckler in the audience of your life. It shouts out things like, "Hey, remember that time you forgot the word for fork? Let's make your left leg feel like it's made of television static." My hope was that Tolebrutinib would be the bouncer I mentioned earlier, but for the heckler. Just a big burly security guard of a pill that says, "All right, pal, you've had enough. Let's go." And then peacefully escorts the symptoms out of the building. Of course, with all that hope comes a little bit of fear. The fear of the unknown. The fear of side effects. The fear that it won't work and you'll be right back where you started, but with a slightly more disappointed cat. But you have to take the leap. You have to try. Or at least, that's what I told myself as I stared at that tiny pill. Opening the Tolebrutinib prescription for the first time was an event. It was honestly like one of those tech unboxing videos, but, with way more potential for nausea. The box was surprisingly normal. The bottle inside was also normal. But the pills, they were so incredibly small. I poured one into my hand and just stared at it. It was like the universe was playing a prank on me. "You have a big, complicated disease," it said, "so here's a solution the size of a freckle. Good luck not losing it." I felt like I needed tweezers and a magnifying glass just to handle it. For a drug with such a big shot reputation, it has a serious Napoleon complex. I dimmed the lights. I put on some calming music. I told my cat Kevin that this was a very important moment and he needed to be supportive. He responded by licking his leg. He was not impressed. Then came the actual act of taking it. I put the minuscule dot on my tongue and took a big gulp of water. And then, panic. Did I actually swallow it? Alright, let's talk about the fun part of any new medication, the side effects. The pamphlet they give you is basically a horror novel. It lists everything from a mild headache to growing a second head. You read it and think, well, this is a fun game of Russian roulette. For the first few days, I was a professional symptom spotter. Was that an itch? Or was it a Tolebrutinib itch? My first noticeable side effect was dreams. Weird dreams. Bizarre, nonsensical, Dolly painting level dreams. One night, my neurologist was a game show host. The grand prize, a lifetime supply of perfectly ripe avocados. Another night, my cat Kevin could talk. He only spoke in riddles about where I left my car keys. Now this is the part of the show where I have to do this. You know how it goes. If you're enjoying this tale of medical misadventure and feline judgment, you should probably subscribe, or follow, or whatever the kids are doing these days. Hit the button. Because you don't want to miss the next chapter. What will happen next? Will the avocado dream come true? Will Kevin finally reveal the location of my keys? Will I develop a superpower? Probably a lame one. Like always knowing the exact temperature of a room. Every chronic illness warrior has a collection of awkward doctor moments. It's like a rite of passage. My latest contribution to this library of cringe came during my first follow-up appointment. In my brain, instead of leading with something normal like headaches or fatigue, decided to blurt out, "My pee smells weird." Yes, that's what I said. To this brilliant man of science. How do you describe a smell? It's not bad, just different. Like if asparagus went to college and got a liberal arts degree. So where does that leave me on this Tolebrutinib adventure? It's been a few months now. The weird dreams have calmed down, and I've stopped analyzing every single itch and twitch. It's like someone turned down the volume on the MS Heckler from a 10 to maybe a 7. After years of it being on full blast, a 7 feels like a peaceful silence. The other day I was putting away groceries, and I did this little spin move in the kitchen just for the fun of it. I didn't fall. I didn't even wobble. My cat Kevin was watching, of course. For the first time, I think he looked a little impressed, or maybe he was just confused. Either way, I'll take it. It was a small, silly moment, but it felt huge. A tiny piece of the old me, the pre-MS me, was peeking through the clouds. The biggest twist so far is not dramatic recovery, but the return of a feeling I hadn't realized was so diminished, ordinary, boring hope. My next MRI is in a few months, the real test. Will my brain show fewer signs of a party it wasn't invited to? Stick around to find out. The journey is far from over, and I have a feeling the next chapter is going to be even stranger. Just the quiet, steady hope that tomorrow might be a little better than today. The hope that this tiny, egotistical pill is actually doing secret agent work in the VIP lounge of my brain.